Alright, y'all. I know I didn't inform you that I was going live, but here we are. Here the motherfucking are. Um, I'm not gonna really be talking, so it doesn't really matter. Um, okay. Yeah, so I just left my house and it was disconnecting from the Wi-Fi and yeah. But I was saying that I have a hard time slotting out time to do lives, and so that shit it stresses me out because what if I'm feeling up to it, um, and so I might need to just have a few lives that I do just spontaneously when I'm feeling up to it, so I get an idea of how the day is going, or like how like to get like out of a I don't know like a flow to it. Does that make sense? Um, because it stresses me the fuck out to announce a live because I usually want to do it like a fair amount in advance, um, like at least a day or two in advance to let people get ready. Um, but then I usually feel fucking bad by that time, and I don't want to do it or I forget, and so I just need to bite the bullet and do some lives to get some under my belt so that I can fucking feel okay doing them. So here we are. I'm not actually like feeling real great. Like I woke up and my throat is like not itchy, but it's like I've been like something in it, like on one side it feels not great, like sore. And so I'm really hoping that I'm not getting sick fucking again. Um, yeah, COVID has ruined my immune system. Jesus fucking Christ. I kind of fucking hate everything. And so yeah, I'm walking to the store. Well, I'm going for a walk. I'm just doing a walk. This is mostly exercise, but I'm gonna go to the store too. Um, because my sleep is fucked up. And I definitely slept at some point, but not well. And so Dig was talking to me at like 5 this morning when he got up for work. And he's like, bitch, go to bed. What the fuck are you doing? Because I don't know, my sleep is fucked up. And I took sleeping pills. I took them, but they didn't really do anything. Um, yeah, it's kind of a fucking garbage experience. But what was I gonna say? Yesterday, okay, y'all, all right. So invariably, I always have like some fuck shit going on in my life. Um, this time around, it was my car once again. So like last time my car had issues, well, not last time. Last time my car had issues. Um, it was the alternator. The alternator had gone out. Well, last time. Fuck me. Okay. Yeah. I my car is old, and so I end up having not necessarily like a lot of issues like it's a really shitty car, but it's like maintenance things that weren't taken care of, and like I don't know shit about cars, and so I don't know what things I need to be like looking out for that commonly aren't taken care of by regular people. And so this time around is my oil pan. I need to get a new oil pan, and that's kind of fucking expensive because of the labor. They have to like remove parts to get to it. Um, but like the first time this year my car was acting up, it was the alternator. And I needed a new alternator. Got a new alternator. It was fine for like 2 fucking seconds. And then I needed a new battery. And like y'all remember that video where I was fucking stranded. Um, and I ended up still like getting things done that day. It was an okay day. I was still stressed, but the battery went out, and I was literally planning on getting a new battery on my way back from the dentist that day. And on the way to the dentist, it went out. So, oh, fuck. But I think it was because the alternator is brand spanking new. It's like super duper new. And so the battery had been running out of charge. It was like at half when I got the alternator replaced. And so I knew I needed to go ahead and get one because half means pretty much dead. Um, and so that was like literally 2 days before. And I didn't drive my car those 2 days. Um, and what am I thinking about? Yeah, it just ended up going out on me. Oh, the alternator being super duper new, it could pull a fair amount of charge out of that battery. And so it was like my car was fine. Like I didn't have any like flashing, sputtering, nothing. Um, it started up fine, it cranked fine. And I get like almost halfway to the dentist and it just shudders and stops completely. And that is one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever had. And I've had a lot of terrifying experiences, but I am very distressed, disturbed by losing control of my vehicle or losing control of really anything that I have dominion over, like my body. That really stresses me out. And so yeah, I expressly have nightmares about losing control of my car, and that's what happened to me. And after that, the alternator that I had put in that car, like that new alternator, was a bad one. And so I went shopping, came back to my car, and it just didn't start. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, again? And so I had to get my car towed. And that was like last month. This time around, it is the oil plug. Because the last time I got my oil change was a long ass time ago. And I didn't really pay attention to the date that I got it done. I was using the miles that were on the sticker because they didn't put a date up there. And very much lost track of time. And I don't drive my car. I tell y'all, like, I get deployed and I won't be home for months at a time. And like, I'm not fucking joking about that. And so I've told the mechanic that I go to that like, when I get deployed, I don't drive my car. And I don't drive my car a whole lot to begin with. And I don't think it quite caught on, like he didn't quite get it when I say I don't drive my car. And so my car has a lot of miles on it. 240, is it 3? So 242 miles that it had, or 243 miles that I had on it when I got my oil changed last time. And that was 2 years ago. Like, bitch. It was irresponsible. Like, I just completely forgot, like, the last time I got my oil changed. I know you're supposed to get it changed every year, at the very least. And like, I live in the South, so you really should be getting it changed more often than that. But, oh, what's up? Greetings, welcome to the show. I'm talking about my car, because I don't have it right now. But yeah, I didn't get my oil changed for a really long time, and I was just looking at the miles. So I never drive my car. In the past 2 years, I've only driven it 3,000 miles. So that gives you an idea. Like, I don't be driving my fucking car. And the mechanic was like, really? And I was like, yeah, yes, bitch. Like, what the? I'm not joking when I say I'm deployed. Like, I'm not lying to you. But yeah, it's been a really long time since I last changed my oil, and so I was like, well, bitch, I'll change it myself, because I took it to a just like one of those 5-minute places, and they're like, we can't change it because it has this clip in it. And it was because the threading on my oil pan was fucked up, and I needed a new oil pan. but you could use like an oversized plug to plug it. That's an option. But he used a universal plug, and I would suspect at the time that I got my oil changed, because like the universal plug is temporary, that he told me. He had to have told me, because like he's a really good mechanic. But I, like, when it's disaster season and like I'm trying to get shit done before I leave, sometimes things fall through the cracks. Like I might have just forgot that he told me, like, you need to come back here and get your oil changed, and we'll replace the oil pan. Like I kind of don't remember that like at all, but it's possible that I forgot. And so I didn't know that the plug that they, like, the dude had put in was temporary. And like everybody that I talked to, like even the people at the oil change place, they didn't tell me that it was temporary. And so I'm thinking I could just put it back in and replace my oil and then wait, you know, another few months and get the oil changed at the mechanic, because like they're pretty inundated. I think if they weren't as busy as they were, then I would have just gotten my oil changed like in the next couple days. But the closest appointment for an oil change was like September, and I was like, bitch, I'm not waiting that long. And so I really wanted to go back to the place that I got it done at, but I couldn't. And I don't know, it was just a series of unfortunate events that has kind of made my life a living hell as of late. And so I'm going to be grounded for a while, because of course this mechanic, his most recent oil change appointment, like his availability is not great. And so it might be a week, probably not 2, but definitely at least a week before I get my car, which stresses me the fuck out. But what can you do? And I could have gotten the oil pan replaced at Pep Boys, but they were charging like nearly $1,000 for it. And I was like, bitch, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, I get that like it's a lot of work to move shit, I guess. But like looking it up on Reddit, people are like $200, $300. Like, if they're charging much more than that, you're being fucking scammed. And I don't think I'm necessarily being scammed, because my car is old, and so I understand that like parts need to be moved out of the way. But I figured it's probably better just to go to my mechanic and get it done. And so that's what I'm doing. And he's charging $760 rather than $900. So that'll be the move. And I'm so fucking tired. I'm stressed out, and I'm tired, and I don't sleep well, and I'm feeling sick. Shit sucks. Yeah, my throat does not feel great. Man. I went to the doctor yesterday. That's why I was stranded. And ended up needing to get my car towed because all the oil fell out. I went to the doctor yesterday, day before yesterday, and I've been having issues with night blindness. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing, but it definitely is. Where at first I thought it was just kind of disorientation, maybe like some double vision being caused by double vision being caused by feeling like sleepy, like waking up in the middle of the night and being just sleepy, and having taken sleeping pills. So I thought I was like kind of just delirious because like sleeping pills are literally a deliriant. But no, it was because I mean it was definitely double vision going on, but it's because I could not see a huge swath of the world through my right eye. And so that's been going on for maybe like a year. And so I decided like I probably should get that checked out along with getting my eye exam done. And so I went ahead and did that, and I knew that like my car was fucked up. I saw like the oil light had come on and the oil was falling out. So like I knew, and so I was making calls to people as I'm in the doctor's office. But I have night blindness in my right eye, and the doctor checked. She dilated my eyes or my pupils and looked inside and didn't see any obstructions, didn't see anything wrong with my retina, and my eyes correct to 20/20, but something is wrong. And so I have to, they made me an appointment for next week with a specialist that does, it's like a neuro-optic specialist who studies, I guess, the connection between your brain and your eyes, because my eyes are not the problem. Which I don't know if that's good or bad. Because like, your eyes are pretty fucking complicated, and it seems like a lot of issues that your eyes can have are kind of like incurable and horrible. And so maybe it's better that it's something wrong with my brain. But there's a lot of fucking things wrong with my brain. And so I don't know, like none of those things have been resolved. I'm just really hoping that it's, I don't know. I don't fucking know. But she, the way she explained it to me was disconcerting as well. Because she was like, well, we might not be able to get to the bottom of it. It might just be the way that things are. I'm like, well, okay. That seems early to be saying that. But I guess she doesn't want to, she wants to temper my expectations. But I'm not like old. Like I shouldn't be having these problems. And so, yeah, the thoughts about it are causing me a fair amount of stress. But I've never been a person for avoiding discomfort for the sake of, I don't know, the comfort of not knowing. Because not knowing is extremely uncomfortable for me. So I rather know what the fuck is wrong than to be blissfully unaware. I find no bliss in ignorance. And like I have a thing that I say because like I think about it kind of a lot. That ignorance isn't bliss. Innocence is bliss. Ignorance is dangerous. And I very much feel that way. I think that shit is true as fuck. Man, it's really hot out here. But in that, there's something else that I'm not entirely certain I want to talk about at length. Just because I have thought about it a lot, but more in the like in the vein of how fucking horrible it is, rather than trying to look at it, I don't know, more objectively or more less emotionally. Yeah, I'm not sure. I went to my first therapy, like individual therapy, counseling, like Was it this Monday? Oh, fuck me. Was it this Monday? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it was this Monday. I went to therapy, and it's been a really motherfucking long time since I've seen a therapist. And I've said it before, not a fan. Not a motherfucking fan of therapy, generally speaking. I don't like psychology, psychiatry, in practice all that much. And I'm gonna do that video about the DSM, and I think I want to also include the failings of modern psychology in how we treat people. I think I want to talk about that as well, because I think that is a major cause of tension and stress and inefficiency, to the point that it is almost negligent. That we kind of need to be holding practitioners accountable for, I don't know, like their humanity. You kind of need to, like, if this isn't a job for you, you shouldn't be fucking doing it. Same with police officers that don't know how to de-escalate. Like, if you're a therapist that doesn't know how to be like a therapist, don't fucking do it. Don't waste our time. Don't hurt people, because like there's a lot of people out here that don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're causing a lot of harm. And I think I would like to talk about that, along with the harm that is caused by academia, how psychology is practiced within academia. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And I don't know, but I went to my first therapy session in an exceedingly long time. I think it's been probably 3 or 4 years, because was it 2020? Yeah, 4 years. So the last time I saw a therapist, that wasn't like couples therapy, because me and Dig do couples therapy, was in 2020, when I gained all that weight and I was freaking the fuck out, and the therapist is like, just lose it. And I was like, bitch, are you stupid? Like, if I could just lose it, I would have just lost it. And I did fucking lose it by starving myself. You know I have an eating disorder. Why would you say that? I was astounded by that. But yeah, that's what I mean by people not taking accountability for their failings as professionals. I had a psychologist literally tell me, just lose the weight, when I literally have an eating disorder, and I've had it since I was 11. I feel like a lot of people just don't really realize like how insidious this shit is, and like how much it hurts somebody regardless of what their fucking body looks like. I get really fucking upset, really frustrated when I see people talking about eating disorders and being like, oh, they're fat, so they must not have an eating disorder. They probably eat a whole fucking lot. Like, that's not how eating disorders work. They're mental disorders. They definitely affect your body. Like, you do incredible harm to your body when you have one, but they're mental disorders. They're mental disorders first. Unless someone is so emaciated, so sick that it is affecting them to the point where like they need to be in the hospital or they need like fluids and shit, then it becomes a physical disorder. But it's a mental disorder first. And I think we do a massive disservice to ourselves, not just people that are sick, but all of humanity, by looking at eating disorders and like all disorders, really. Disorders that are like both psychological and physical, by looking at them as they're physical. They're not just physical. They're mental disorders, and they very much affect someone's brain a lot longer then they affect their body. So why the fuck are we focusing on their body? But hi, whoever's here, what's up? I'm talking about having an eating disorder and hating psychiatry and psychology as it's treated, like, medically. I fucking hate that shit. And invariably, I need it. And so I went to get my first therapy session done this Monday, and it didn't go poorly, but I don't know if I necessarily clicked with the therapist, but it's at the same place I go to couples therapy with Dig, and I very much like our couples therapist. But I don't know if y'all have ever like done couples therapy or like done just therapy in general. It's kind of a conflict of interest to see your couples therapist individually. It's definitely a fucking no-no. You should not do that. I think I've seen it depicted like in shows and stuff, but that's not how the real world works. People don't do that. I mean, I suspect probably people do it, like maybe in like rural areas where there's not a lot of psychologists to begin with, but it's not something you should do. Because what if you're going to couples therapy and then you decide to see that same therapist individually and you tell them that you're cheating on your spouse? Like, how are we supposed to proceed from there? And so, not necessarily that like we should be dishonest, but having that information disseminated when we're already in therapy and you didn't mention in therapy, maybe there's a way that it can be approached that is less harmful to both you and your partner or partners or whatever. But yeah, it is an absolute no-no to like, also like with fucking parents and getting their information like about their kids. Fucking wild. My mom, she was it's weird because she has a degree in psychology. Like technically she's a psychologist. Like what the fuck? But there's so many things that she's entirely just ignorant of, that's like she just fucking dropped the ball entirely on. And one of those big things is me being autistic. Like, my brother was diagnosed with autism when he was like a baby. And I feel like it should have been looked into for me because it runs in the family. And she has a lot of like weird fucking intricacies that like she might have been fucking autistic. Like, and it's just weird that the amount of time and energy people that are into psychology spend psychoanalyzing themselves and then don't fucking know themselves. And so, yeah, I still have like not like a whole lot of resentment, like not the amount of resentment that I had at the beginning of like making this channel, but I still have, a little smattering, some sprinkles of resentment as far as the way that I was conditioned and how that has affected me going forward, especially with perfectionism and like kind of being encouraged to hate myself. Because I talked to my parents like last week and I told them that my job had called me and asked me if I could go out. And at that time I was sick, and so I told them like I couldn't go, but I would be available for the next week because I probably wouldn't be sick for that long. And they said that I was at the top of the list for people that would be sent out. And I was like, of course I am, because I'm fucking good at my job. So I know that. But I told my parents, and they're like talking about how doesn't that feel really good to know that you're at the top of the list? And I was like, I mean, I guess. Yeah. It more feels like the world has been put into order. It feels less like a compliment and more like an observation. Because I'm supposed to be perfect. I'm supposed to be at the top of the list. I'm supposed to do well at every fucking thing I try at the first attempt because I am a perfectionist. And y'all taught me that way. And it's obvious that you don't fucking get that. It causes me so much goddamn stress. And it's kind of ruined my life. It's taken away a lot of opportunities for me because I am incapable of trying new things. And I am so inundated. I'm so overtaken with all of the, like, it's not even just stress, it's existential trauma of being a perfectionist. And they're thinking like, oh, it's a compliment. It's not a compliment to be expected to be the best all the time. And I don't like making like sweeping like, not diagnoses, but like bluntly just saying that's a narcissistic trait, but like that is narcissistic as fuck to think like my kid is perfect and I am proud of my kid to the point that like I don't even acknowledge their agency, and when they do well I feel good even though they don't. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And so yeah, my parents are either just narcissistic as fuck or just oblivious to the fact that being the best at everything doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel fucking horrible. And I'd rather just be a regular person. I'd rather be okay with making mistakes. I'd rather have fun trying something new than feeling this ever-pervasive pressure for this experience to be not the best experience, but the most productive one. That sucks. And I feel ignored and forgotten, even though I am always in the fucking limelight. It's very fucking frustrating. On top of having issues with connecting to people, I routinely say that I hate people. And I feel like it's an exaggeration, but not far from the truth. I hate humanity. I guess individuals, it's like a individual basis kind of thing, but I fucking hate people as a collective, myself included. And then I hate myself individually. So like, it's a double whammy. But I think a lot of people that say that they hate people feel like it's an exaggeration, and it might not be. You might hate the collective rather than like individual people. I fucking hate being around people. I hate that shit so goddamn much, but I like helping people. It's a bizarre position to be in. But I'm at the store right now, so I might come back on. But I didn't even talk about the therapy session. Therapy session was a fucking doozy. Maybe I'll write about it and then I'll come back to y'all, because it was a lot. It was a lot. And I don't even know if I'll be able to see this therapist anymore, even if I feel like mostly okay with her, because it's $200 a pop, and I don't have that to like go to therapy every week and spend $200 every motherfucking week, and then on top of the couples therapy, it's just too much. So I tried to get like a referral from my insurance, and the referral system doesn't work that way. And so I was like, well, could we get a waiver so you can waive the charges and act as though like I have a specialty fucking problem that only be treated by these people that aren't in network. And I kind of do, because I'm fucking sick. I'm just really sick, and I've had several places that I've gone to, and they've been like, "Yeah, no, we can't help you. You're a little too far outside of the parameters of someone that we could help." And so I've run into that a few times, like 3 or 4 times, where they're like, "Oh, you see stuff? Oh no, we can't help you here." So, I mean, maybe I should present it that way. I don't know. But I'm gonna go get some fish for Dick for dinner, and I will I'll try to drop in again. I'll try. And maybe I'll give you guys a heads up. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. But I'll see. Yeah, we'll see. How do I fucking end this? One. Oh Jesus, y'all. Don't smoke crack, kids.